Welcome back to the channel, people. My name is Mr. London Plumber. Today I will be talking about something I hear so much. So, every single week we are told there are a shortage of skilled tradespeople. So, why are the qualified plumbers, the qualified electricians and the builders telling us there ain't enough work out there? Something isn't adding up. So let's start off with Australia, because that's one of the countries that keep popping up in the comment section. I've had a plumber tell me when he was living in London, he was earning £140 a day. And then he moved to Australia and if not doubled, tripled what he took home. But is it that simple? Yes, wages can be ridiculously high in Australia, but cost of living is also very high. Property prices, rent and everyday expenses can be high in areas like Sydney and Melbourne are known to be expensive. But companies give you a high day rate. Australia also has struggles with skilled labourers, yeah? So skilled trades. You have major projects going on in Brisbane for the 2030 Olympics. And there are a house shortage and a demand for skilled tradespeople. So what I want to ask anybody who is actually watching this videos, what's it really like? And how hard was it for you to get your qualifications transferred over? And how long did it take you to find work when you moved to Australia? If you're from Australia and you're watching this and you've moved from the UK. Most important, was it one of the best decisions what you've ever made? I do ask people to comment below, because with other people's experiences of right now, right here, it gives people real time to be able to, you know, ask people questions if you were looking to move to Australia. Now, let's get to Canada, because that's another one which people keep on messaging me about and saying that's a country you should definitely look into. Because this is another country I hear a lot of people mention when it comes to tradespeople working abroad. Canada is dealing with a large housing crisis across the country. It's got a big push at the moment to build new homes, improve on infrastructure and have skilled tradespeople like plumbers, electricians, carpenters and HVAC engineers. And there will always be a big demand in this area. Now, the wages can often be higher than many UK trades people. Just like Australia, you've got to look at the bigger picture. So the cost of living in the main parts, what are like Toronto, Vancouver, you can expect to pay high wages, right? Or rent, or the cost of your property. But with Canada, depending on where you are, you're going to have to deal with some pretty harsh winters. So the money can be good, but your lifestyle will have to change a little bit. So again, getting your qualifications recognised by the right department and approved by the right people is something that you have to look into before you go, because they have something which is a licensing when it comes to working on your own in these types of countries, and I would check to make sure your qualifications meet those requirements before you make a move to go over there. So I would love to hear from anyone who is in Canada at the moment and they've moved from the UK. How easy was it for you to get your qualifications registered over there and recognised? And are you earning more money than people within the UK at the moment? Has the quality of life improved for you? Because these are questions which I care about. And if you're still in the UK, is Canada somewhere you would seriously consider, or Australia is your first choice? I do want to know, because again, at the end of the video I told you I'm going to tell you my thoughts. Now we're going to look at UAE and Saudi Arabia. Let's talk about the Middle East, because there are two different parts to this when it comes to the attraction of skilled tradespeople leaving the UK. UAE and Saudi Arabia. Let's talk about the Middle East, because it's another part of the world which attracts skilled trades from the UK. Countries like UAE and Saudi Arabia have invested billions of pounds within construction and new developments. In Saudi Arabia, there are some huge projects from the ground up in its continuous long-term plans to diversify its economy. Dubai continues on expanding on residential developments, hotels and buildings and projects which create a demand for skilled construction workers. But one of the biggest attractions to these groups of places are generally the salaries when it comes to tax and how much money you would be keeping in your hand in compared to how much you'd be taken out of your hand in the UK. But there's another side what goes along with that. You're no longer near to your home anymore when it comes to working in Dubai. So many jobs involve you working away from your family for periods of time. And also you've got to look at how hot it is in the summer within Dubai. So climatizing and how that works for you. I'd love to hear from anyone who's worked in Dubai, the Middle East. Was it worth it? Would you do it again? And do you think it's a better choice than Australia or Canada? After looking at Australia, Canada, Middle East, it seems to be one big question. If skilled tradespeople are in demand across the world, why are so many people saying in the UK they're still struggling? Let's talk about what's really happening here in the UK. Bringing it back to UK. So after looking at Australia, Canada and the Middle East, I don't think it's as simple as just move abroad. Everywhere has its pros and its cons. Australia offers high earning potential, but the cost of living is also very high. Canada can offer the same high earning potentials, but you've got to now worry about licensing and having that all correct. Middle East has got excellent packages when it comes to tradespeople, but it also offers long periods and lifestyle changes which might be very different to your normal lifestyle. So the real question is, why are so many UK tradespeople even considering leaving in the first place? Is it because wages have not kept up with rising living costs? Or is it because experienced tradespeople feel undervalued? Or is it just because it's broken and it needs fixing? Personally, I feel that plumbers, electricians, carpenters, bricklayers, and everyone who's pretty much a skilled trades person will be kind of affected by this conversation. But in the UK, we keep kind of like expecting the skilled tradespeople to stay about. Should we get a higher day rate? Is that going to solve it? Do customers need to stop shopping around for the best quote? Or does the whole industry need a rethink? Now, this is the part of the show which I ask you lot to comment your trade, where you're from, where you're based, your day rate, and just answer one of the questions. I feel that this conversation affects everybody within the trade, because it's now an option to be able to move abroad, and there are a few different options. So to suit you is going to be more of a personal decision. But I did tell you that I was going to make my decision, and my decision would be Canada. It would be. Just because I feel that it's going to be hot there anytime, and being cold, I could always go and get myself a Canada Goose jacket. Yeah, I could. You're right. But that's my own personal one. Again, I would like to know what your personal answer is going to be in the comment section below. I would like every tradesperson to chime in on this conversation, because your comments, I base that around my next videos. So I build my next videos off of people's comments and what they say, to be able to create a whole nother conversation for you guys. My name is Mr. London Plumber. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation which we've sat here, and you've been able to ask yourself probably a few questions what you was thinking, or find out some information. Whatever you do, just do me one thing before you leave this video. Give it a little like, drop a comment, but also subscribe to the channel, because it helps out the community and it helps other people who are trying to find videos like this, which might be just an information piece or something what's going to push them in the right direction to search for their dreams. Yeah? Like, share and subscribe, people. My name is Mr. London Plumber. Follow me on my socials underneath in the description box. Like, share and comment. I'm out.